Hello students, glad to be back with you again. Today we will be continuing with the topic that we have started in the previous session, that is the rise of Nazism. I hope you still remember that yesterday, that is in the last session, we have discussed about how Nazism came into being, okay, what was the condition of Germany during that time, or how Hitler came to start with the Nazis, that is the political party in Germany. So today we will be discussing about Hitler's rise to power. That is in your page 60, okay? So Hitler's rise to power. So talking about this, how Hitler became the dictator of Germany, or how Hitler became the leader of Germany. Now, as we have discussed in the previous session, okay, he started the Nazi political party. They contested in the election. They won 107 seats, and that is how the president of Germany, that is Hindenburg, he invited Hitler to come and form his government. And that is how Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. Chancellor means same as Prime Minister, okay? So now what Hitler did was, he played on the bitterness of the Germans. He knew that, okay, the Germans were feeling so bitter towards the world. That is, now what the Germans wanted was, they wanted to take the revenge on the world. So Hitler, he played on that emotion, okay? So what he did was, he promised the Germans that the Germans will take the revenge on the world, okay? Then he also decided that he will restore, that is, he gave a promise that he will restore Germany's military. Because in the first session, okay, we have discussed that there was one particular clause in the Treaty of Versailles where Germany was demilitarized, okay, demilitarized in the sense the victorious countries, they decided that Germany will not be allowed to have more than 1 lakh of soldier. This is to make sure that she doesn't invade other countries, okay? But now Hitler, what he decided was, he decided to increase, okay? He decided to increase the Germans' military. And in order to do this, he introduced a theory which is called as conscription, okay? Conscription. Now, when we say conscription, what it meant is compulsory military training. So this was introduced by Hitler. Okay, so all the boys, those who have reached the age of 14, they have to go for military training. That was compulsory. Okay, no one was excluded except the special people. Okay, so this policy was introduced by Hitler just to increase the Germans' military. So this is how Hitler was able to make Germans' military powerful. Okay, then apart from this, again the Nazis, they glorified war. Glorified means they love war. So in order to achieve this, again what they did was, they introduced, okay, there was a certain group of people who were called as brown shirts. Okay, everything is written in your textbook. So if you go to your textbook, you will know it. Okay, so they are called as the brown shirts, and this brown shirts, their main focus, okay, their main job was just to go and killed or murdered, okay, or beat up those people who are saying anything against the fascists or against the Nazis, plus the Jewish. Okay, so the most important work of the brown shirts were just to go and murder the enemies of the Nazis. So this is also how they were able to control the society. Okay, that is the country of Germany. Then regarding the Nazis, they have an emblem which is called as swastika. Okay, then they also decided to this thing regarding how Hitler became so good was, the main point is, Hitler was a very good orator. Okay, orator means someone who is very good in speaking. He can really convince people. Okay, so this is how Hitler became the dictator of Germany, or how he became the leader of, or the chancellor of Germany. Okay, now as I've said, he became the chancellor in 1933. Then in 1934, the president, okay, the president of Germany, that is Hindenburg, he died. Now, after the death of the president, okay, after the death of the president, Hitler, using the Enabling Act, okay, the Enabling Act, this was introduced on 23rd March 1933. So using this enabling act, Hitler declared himself as the dictator of Germany, and that is how now he was the sole ruler. He was the only ruler of Germany. Okay, so this is how Germany came under the control of Hitler. Now, after coming under the control of after bringing Germany under his control, he introduced lots of things, but the main focus was to make sure that everything is under his control, because he was a dictator. And dictator means, as you have discussed in your civics portion, okay, dictatorship means a government, okay, situation where one man is ruling over a country, okay, and in this type of situation all the power is under the control of that man, so that man will be called as the dictator. So Hitler was a dictator, so now he wanted to have control over everything. Okay, so in your textbook it has been written he has control over the economy, okay, the economy of the country, then even the media, okay, that is the press, everything, then regarding the army also, then he also have control over the judiciary, that is the court. So that shows everything was under his control. Okay, then in order to make sure that he has control everything, he again created, we call it as special surveillances. Okay, special surveillance means where he created different types of, we can say, army or policemen, like they have this Gestapo, okay, which are called as a secret police, or the stormtroopers, okay, and all these groups or societies were created just to make sure that they control the people. And then during the time of Hitler, okay, in Germany, concentration, spying, okay, extermination, all these were in common, and everyone, that is all the Germans, they make sure that they obey the Nazis, because everyone was scared of Hitler. Okay, and so this is how he ruled over Germany. Then coming to the next topic, that is, we have how he launches the war. When we say the war, we are talking about the Second World War. Okay, the Second World War. Now this Second World War, it broke out in 1939, okay, and it ended in 1945. Okay, so the Second World War, it broke out in 1939 and it ended in 1945. Now what Hitler did was, okay, in the beginning, we have discussed that Hitler promised that he will unite all the German-speaking people. He will bring back all those the countries of Germany which have been taken away by the other countries and so on. So now his aim is, he started, okay, what he did was he started invading those countries. And so on 1st September, okay, on 1st September 1939, Hitler invaded Poland. Okay, he invaded Poland on 1st September 1939, and this is how the Second World War broke out. Okay, now when Germany, that is Hitler, when I say Germany, it means Hitler, or when I say Hitler, it means Germany. Okay, so please don't get confused there. So when the Germans invaded Poland on 1st September 1939, the Britishers, okay, the Britishers, they asked Hitler to go away from Poland, because Poland was an independent country, okay, and Hitler, without any reason, he was invading that country. But Germany, they refused to withdraw, and that is how the Second World War broke out. And we all know the consequences, okay, how much the world suffered because of the Second World War. The whole world got involved, some directly, some indirectly. Okay, and so the Second World War, that is how it broke out. Okay, now in the Second World War, the war was going on, it broke out in 1939, and the war was going on. But regarding the Americans, okay, the Americans, they were resistant, that is, they were not interested in entering the Second World War. They don't want to get involved in the Second World War. Okay, but then in 1941, okay, in 1941, the Japanese, they entered the war on the side of Germany, and in the Second World War, Germany and the Americans, they were fighting on opposite side. Okay, so now what happened was, in 1941, the Japanese, they bombed the naval base of the Americans, which is called as the Pearl Harbor. I'm sure some of you must have seen that movie also, right? So Pearl Harbor, that is the place where the Americans, they keep their navy, okay? And in 1941, the Japanese, they bombed this Pearl Harbor. So this made the Americans enter the Second World War, okay? So in 1941, after the bombing of the Pearl Harbor, the Americans, they entered the Second World War. And with the entering of the American into the Second World War, they changed the course of the war, okay? What it meant is, by the time the war started in 1939, now it is 1941, and many of the countries, okay, their economy have been affected, but the Americans, they have not taken part in the war, so they were able to retain their economy. So when they entered the war, okay, in 1941, they were able to bring in lots of things in cash and money or kind. Okay, they brought in money, they brought in new forces, they brought in more ammunition and so on, all those things that were needed in the war. So this is how the Americans, they changed the course of the war, okay? And with the entering of the Americans, as you all know, the Second World War, it ended in 1945, okay? The Japanese, they were the last country to surrender. The Japanese, they were refusing to surrender, and so what the Americans did was, in 1945, the Americans, they bombed the two cities of the Japanese, that is the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this is how the Second World War came to an end, with the Japanese surrendering because of the bombing. The Second World War also came to an end, and Hitler was also defeated. So this is how Hitler played such a role in the Second World War, okay? Then during those days, what Hitler also did was, he introduced, we call it as the concentration camp, okay? Concentration camp means it will be a camp where people are kept there as prisoners, okay? As prisoners, plus they will be working the whole day. In fact, we can say they were treated like animals, okay? Slaves. If the government doesn't want to feed them, they can also make them starve to death also. So those are called as concentration camp. Then we also have another one, that is Hitler also introduced another one, which is called as extermination camp, okay? Now extermination camp means where someone is put there in order to be killed. You must have seen it in movies and all, how Hitler used the extermination camp, okay, in order to punish his enemies. What he used to do is, those people who are caught, the enemies of the Nazis, they will be put into the room, okay, into a room. Before entering the room, their hairs will be shaved off, and they will be put into the room, and they will, that is the Nazis, they will insert the poisonous gas. So this is how his enemies were being killed. So that is called as the extermination camp, okay? So all these were introduced by Hitler. So after the war ended, okay, what happened was, in Germany, okay, Germany came to be divided into two parts, West Germany and East Germany, okay? The victorious countries, they decided to divide Germany into East and West. Then they also decided to build lots of memorials, okay? Many memorials were also built by the Germans to make sure that such an episode, okay, such an episode doesn't occur again. So like regarding in your textbook, they have mentioned about, we also have a picture, okay, we have the Auschwitz, okay, camp, museum and so on. So in all these, what the people now they have done is, they have preserved, okay, in all this museum, they have preserved the hairs of the people, those who have been killed by the Nazis, okay, then all those gas canisters and all. So all those are still kept there in Germany, that is in a museum. And these are to remind the people, okay, to remind the people the horrible episode that occurred because of Germany, okay, because of Hitler, and to make sure that such a event doesn't occur again. So that is to do with Hitler, okay? So in order to wind it up, I'll just recap it again. So starting with the last session and this session, we have been discussing about the rise of Nazism, that is chapter 3, okay? And last session we have discussed about the crisis in Germany, okay? How Germany was she participated in the First World War, and because of that, the whole blame was put on her. So she had to sign the peace treaty. She signed the peace treaty, but it was a big humiliation for them. So what they wanted was, they were just waiting for a chance, okay, to take revenge on the world. Then during that time, Hitler appeared on the scene with his Nazi party, and we have also discussed about the ideologies. Okay, the ideologies means the aims of the Nazis, and those are, they don't believe in equality, isn't it? They believe in racism. Okay, they believe in Darwin's theory of survival. That is, then we have also discussed about the Lebensraum, living space. So basing on this ideology, Hitler was able to become the leader of Germany because he promised the Germans what they wanted. Okay, so he became the dictator of Germany, and after becoming the dictator of Germany, he was again the one who started the Second World War on 1st September 1939 when he invaded Poland. So that is to do with Nazis and Hitler. Okay, so I hope you have understood that far. Please make sure, as always, okay, please make sure you read the textbook. Okay, please make sure you read the textbook, because objective questions and MCQs, it can come from anywhere in the textbook. And since you are going to appear for the board exam, you have to be thorough with the textbook. So that's all for today. Stay safe and make sure you study.